Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. It's Sunday and I want to bring the energy to you guys today. I want you guys to be excited because we've been missing football for no we haven't. It's not 7 months. We've been missing football for so long, it's 7 days away. I knew the number 7 was relevant in some kind of way. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. If you're not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel and you're a fan of Chelsea Football Club or just a fan of football, I'd advise you to subscribe. I hope it doesn't take up too much time of your day and I hope you don't regret it. I don't think you will, but anyway, 7 days until Chelsea return. It means I'm getting excited and it means finally, praise the Lord, even though it gets very good views, we can finally talk about something that isn't Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, which I know it's exciting. I know that it's all positive stuff, but yesterday was Saturday and it's the weekend and all my friends wanted to do something fun yesterday. I was looking through Chelsea news. I was like, what should I make a video on today? And all I see again is like, Timo Werner, Chelsea fans panicking. It's not happening. It is happening. Don't worry. Julian Nagelsmann, RB Leipzig manager, has supposedly come out and said that Timo does not have a future left at the club, and I think if we can all do our basic mathematics, 2 + 2 = 4, reputable journalists say that Chelsea have struck an agreement with Timo Werner. The deal's only not going through because the coronavirus means that he'd have to come to London, isolate for 14 days, meaning he'd miss the end of the season. That's the only reason why we have not seen the beautiful picture of Timo Werner holding a Chelsea shirt. Do not worry. It's done. We can keep being excited about that, but I don't need to make another 14-minute video on it at this moment in time. The time will come. As for Kai Havertz, there is an update there. Supposedly, Chelsea have made their first bid, and it's just over £50 million, which is not up to the valuation that Bayer Leverkusen have placed on the player. Now, this could provide a bit of an issue for Chelsea. If Chelsea go in with a bid too low, not only will this information get out to rival suitors such as United, Real, Bayern, they won't bother wasting their time with a bid of the same value as to what Chelsea have supposedly had rejected. So what this does is it gives other clubs knowledge of what Bayer Leverkusen are willing to budge on. If Chelsea don't go in with their next bid something a lot closer to what Bayer Leverkusen are asking for, we could see another club come in and take Kai Havertz. So even though we called it on the George Benson football channel that we think he's going to come to the Blues for next season, Chelsea have got to be careful now, because if we bid a bit too low, Havertz is going to look at it and think, well, they know what Bayer Leverkusen want. Do they really want me? I'll consider another club. You've got to think of all of these psychological things. Money does talk in football. We're not exactly sure on what Chelsea are going to offer Kai Havertz in terms of a weekly wage, but the contract will probably last for around 5 years. So Havertz is going to be looking at a pretty big pay increase, whether he goes to Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, or any other potential clubs that want him. So the update there is that the valuation right now between what Bayer Leverkusen want and what Chelsea are offering, it's not quite, again, doing this. I actually really like this little thing that we do here on the channel right now, putting the hand together to show that things are working out. But I'm still confident Chelsea can get the deal over the line if we want to do it, which, again, that all depends on whether or not we're willing to pay what Bayer Leverkusen are asking for the player. The second piece of news, and again, I don't want to talk about this for the whole flipping video, but N'Golo Kante to Real Madrid, the Sun newspaper, it's just a recipe for disaster, really. It's got potential to ruin weekends, this one, so we're not going to entertain it. I don't want Kante to go. I don't think you guys want Kante to go. Real Madrid, just go away. You've got Eden, you've got Thibaut, just make do with what you got, please. If only football worked like that. But the story that I do want to address today, because I think it's important to not only address things that are shocking and surely not. Callum Hudson-Odoi, there's some serious allegations going out against the Chelsea winger who signed a bumper new 6-figure deal. And has he really been performing to the levels that would warrant 6 figures per calendar week for a footballer? That is the kind of stuff that journalists love. They just want to chomp on that like a Twix bar. Chelsea and Callum Hudson-Odoi, we've kept things very quiet as to what was going on behind the scenes. Callum Hudson-Odoi came under some very serious accusations. The allegations made against him, there was no comment from the player. And finally, we have heard from Callum Hudson-Odoi, the case is closed, the man is innocent, which needs to be celebrated. It needs to be talked about as much as the story in the first place does. Because what people do is they use these, and again, this is going to sound like a bit of a rant now. It is a bit of a rant now. Some people decide to make compilation videos of promising young players failing with shots, failing with dribbles, not making passes. It's a social media trend that I don't quite get, because the majority of the times, the people that are making the videos showing the shortfalls of a player actually support the club that that player plays for, which to me is mind-blowing. It's like purposely standing in a dog turd. Why would you possibly want to do that? It doesn't make any sense. So now that Callum Hudson-Odoi, the allegations against him are cleared, we know that the man is innocent. Hopefully, what we can now start to do as a Chelsea fan base is get behind the player. Obviously, I don't want to say that everybody bashes Hudson-Odoi because of this story and because he's not had the best explosive season that we'd have wanted after he signed his new contract. It's not everybody, it's only a small minority. But with football coming back next week, with the ability to see our Chelsea on the pitch again multiple times a week between now the end of the season, with everything going on with positive transfers, this is the moment where Callum Hudson-Odoi needs our backing. And obviously we can't be there in the stadium singing his name, but we can be showing him support on social media. We can be talking about the fact that he's innocent and the great things that he's done at a young age on the footballing field. Despite getting the money that he gets a week, we could agree or disagree with whether he's worth that or not. The point is irrelevant right now. Chelsea are back, Callum is back, and hopefully, now that this story can be put behind him, we can focus on the football. He's had more time to recover from that injury, more time to gain more confidence with his movement, with his ability to twist and turn, which I don't think was as quick and as elegant as we've seen in the past from Callum, because he was worried about that injury, which who wouldn't be worried about a serious injury like the one that Callum Hudson-Odoi suffered? But now, I think that it's going to be a big end to the season for Callum. He supposedly picked up a little knock in training, which means that he probably won't be starting the game against Aston Villa. We also saw Pedro score the only goal as Chelsea beat Reading in a 1-0 behind closed doors friendly, probably meaning that Pedro will get the nod over Hudson-Odoi for this first game back away at Aston Villa in a week's time. So when Callum Hudson-Odoi does come back, he's going to have that pressure of knowing that Hakim Ziyech is going to be breathing down his neck to start on the right next season. He knows that Timo Werner is going to be breathing down his neck to start on the left. Hudson-Odoi knows, and well, I hope he knows. If he doesn't know, it's a message to Callum Hudson-Odoi again. Callum, we know you've got all the ability in the world. We know how good you are and how great, potentially world-class you can be as a footballer. Between now and the end of the season is the time for everything outside of playing football on the pitch to not matter. This is the time to knuckle down, show us what you can do, and cement your place in Frank Lampard's mind and the mind of all Chelsea fans for next season, because we know that you can be a world beater. We know that you can run this Chelsea side for the next few years. And I hope between now and the end of the season, we see the best that we possibly can out of a fully fit Callum Hudson-Odoi. Everybody in this Chelsea team's got a point to prove. It's not just Hudson-Odoi. And if we remove all of the off-the-pitch talk that's been going on in the media, people have made judgments before they even knew the facts regarding what happened with Callum Hudson-Odoi. Mistakes, whatever, for certain things. It's irrelevant at this moment in time. I'm going to be backing Callum all the way, and I'm absolutely delighted that his name has been cleared. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up a little bit earlier today. I want to say a massive thank you yet again for all of the support this week on the videos here on GBFC. Got some really cool videos coming out over the next few days. We're going to take a look back at the Premier League predictions video that I did, where I'd said what I think was going to happen in the Prem this season. We take a little look back at a couple of clips as well from the video I recorded with David Luiz. If you want to watch those before we go into my Premier League restart predictions tomorrow, then I'll leave it as a card on the screen. I'll leave a link in the description. David Luiz and I sat down and we basically talked about where Chelsea were going to finish this season under Frank Lampard, and then a few days later he buggered off to Arsenal. So it's an interesting watch if you bear that one in mind, if you haven't already seen it. Premier League predictions for next week's game week as well. That's going to be exciting. We've got City versus Arsenal in 3 flipping days. Can you believe it? It's finally coming home. And yeah, Chelsea match previews. I've got a couple of new series that are going to be dropping that are Chelsea related, Premier League related as well. And I'm also working on a theme song for GBFC, the George Benson Football Club. So stay tuned for some little updates on that one. I've been listening to a lot of different music recently, and it's going to be a catchy song that I think we're all going to absolutely fall in love with, so that you know when a GBFC video is on. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today. Subscribe if you're new around here and you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you're a flipping legend. If you're not, then don't worry about it. But just, it's better to be one really, isn't it? Catch you all later. Bye-bye.